This is part 1 of a reading of Perdendosi, a Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica fanfiction. Maybe it was never really the boy himself. Maybe it could have been anyone on that stage that evening, anyone at all, and things would have turned out no differently. But it was him, and she was young, and it was the first time she had ever really experienced music beyond just passively hearing it. It was magic, pure and simple, and from that moment on, her heart belonged to Kamijo Kyosuke and the sound of his violin. It didn't happen all at once, though. She was a child and thought she could do anything, so for a while, she tried to capture the music for herself. Her mother played the piano. Not at concert level, of course, but well enough to entertain company. And she was delighted when Sayaka asked to be taught. It went wonderfully at first. Sure, her progress was slow, but in the beginning, it made her happy just to get her skills right, or to realize one day that she could read what had once just been mysterious little symbols on a strange-looking grid, and hear clearly in her head the music they represented. The problem was bringing that music out into reality. She had always been an athletic type, more talented at softball than at math, but here it was just the opposite. Here, she understood the theory, but her fingers were clumsy and slow. Hitting the right keys at the right time was different from hitting a ball with a bat, and while her mother assured her that that was perfectly normal, fine motor skills versus gross. Sitting at the piano and feeling it again and again and again made her feel like there must be something simply wrong with her body. It was such an awful feeling that, after a while, she just stopped trying. "You're being childish, Sayaka," her mother told her. "If you give up now, you'll regret it when you're grown." But Sayaka didn't agree with that. In a way, she thought that she was being very mature. After all, it was only sensible to know your own limitations and not try to be anything you weren't. And also, well, she couldn't be completely sure. But it seemed to her that her feelings for Kyosuke were growing from childish affection into something more adult. Perhaps, and she was sure she had heard this idea somewhere else, from someone who would know better than she did. Adults fell in love with people who completed them, people who could do the things they couldn't do for themselves. Men always seemed to be attracted to feminine women who were good at cooking. Music had been almost an obsession since that night at the concert hall, as vital and nourishing to her as food. So if she were to marry Kyosuke, the thought sent something in her stomach fluttering like the vibration of the strings for the very highest notes on the piano. Wouldn't that be the same thing? Still, from that time on, whenever she heard her mother playing, she felt just a little bit sad.